What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris, your host. Thanks for joining me tonight. I want to talk about Reseller Nirvana. And what I define as Nirvana is you've reached reseller enlightenment when you actually run the size of store or the operation that you are looking for. This is something I find very rare, right? So people have grandiose goals of how big they want to be. Like I recognize originally when I started this journey, I was 10K on the Bay and I wanted to have a 10,000 item store. Now I know how difficult it is when I want to have, a 1/3 sell-through rate. That is over 3,000 items a month selling. That's a lot. That's 100 items a day. And I had no idea or capacity of what that actually looks like. I didn't know what the processes look like. I had basically zero idea what 100 items a day sold and listed looks like. Idea or capacity. And that's, it's pretty challenging to say the least to do that. You need to have the ability to buy that much stuff. You have to list it all, you have to sell, you have to ship it. There's so many different parts of it. So I want to ask everybody who's listening and my audience, for you, what is your actual goal with this? Why are you doing this? How much money are you trying to make? Do you even know what that looks like? Some people, they've gone way beyond the amount of money they need. They've, to the point where they're not even sure why they're still doing it. If you only need X amount of money to survive, let's say that they've shown that you need $60,000 a year in income. At that point, more than 60K a year per person, you start to get diminishing returns on how much money you make. So as an example, if you're making 60K, it's $5,000 a month. You probably have a nice place. Depending on where you live, you have a house and you're able to support a small family. That's like one area. The example that I use in the article that you guys can link to is a person that's looking for $3,000 a month net. That's $100 a day profit. And so Reseller Nirvana for this person would just be replacing their income, which is currently $36,000 a year. They need $3,000 per month. So how do they actually do that? This is talking pre-tax. So just as an example, if you're doing 1/3 profit, you would need to do $9,000 a month in revenue, right? If you have $9,000 a month and 1/3 was profit, that's your 3K. And so this sample person needs to list 10 items a day. Okay, so 10 items a day that are $30 that they paid 10 or less for. They need to list that many. They would need to buy that many, and then they would need to ship that many. That's what Reseller Nirvana would look like for this person. What's up, Rob? Thanks for stopping by. So if you guys are just joining, if you're not just visiting me for the first time, my name is Chris. I run an online store on multiple different platforms. I enjoy selling stuff, and I just want to share with you my experience with everyone. I've been meeting thousands of resellers over the last couple of years and really enjoyed my process. Just want to share with you guys my why, also give you guys an idea of what it looks like to actually be a reseller and choose this as your occupation. Okay, so this sample person is at Reseller Nirvana. They're buying 10 a day, they're selling 10 a day, and listing 10 a day. So if you were to do that to the point where you actually sell 10 a day, this is the part that's the hard part. There are a lot of people that I know that list 10 items a day, but they don't sell 10 items a day. And I think a lot of people aren't listing as many as they think they are. That's why I just created an accountability document. Again, I've tried to do this before in the past, and it becomes a little bit overwhelming. And now I realize that it is different. Okay, so meaning I need help to actually operate an accountability document because it gets kind of heavy. There's a lot of questions involved with it. People don't understand how to calculate their net profit. People don't understand how to keep track. So I need some help with that. So if you want to join an accountability group, the money's going to go towards an admin to help run that. I know how it works, but I need some help to actually run that properly. The first time I tried it, like 200 people signed up. I had no idea how to track all their things and also run a business. So I need a person to help. So that's what that will be financing. But without that, a simple way to do it is just to get a calendar and write on your calendar how many you listed that day and how many you sold that day. I have been in reseller equilibrium, meaning I sell as many as I list for about 5 months now. So it's about 35 to 40 items a day, every single day. And I only list 35 to 40 items a day. It's been the same for a long time now. I just hired a second person. So it should move. It should move from 35, 30-ish to 60 a day, because that's the current productivity of each person I have. It's around 30 extra items a day. And that's just my operation. Some people have replenishables. They don't need as much help. Some people sell 100% unique items, and you would need probably a little more staff to do that if you're going to sell only unique stuff. It also depends on your pricing. Are you selling stuff right away? Are you selling stuff, you're building a large inventory of stuff that sells over time? It depends on your model, right? If you sell stuff slowly, you don't need very much help. You could be like my buddy Luke, endless entrepreneur. Shout out to Luke. He operates a business by himself, solo. He has people that he has help list, but I mean, he can easily maintain a full-time job and also run a healthy, side income. So that's Reseller Nirvana for him. Might just be the most he can do with a full-time job. Again, I'm going to refer back to that article saying that $60,000 a year, you should be able to live a pretty decent lifestyle. So that being said, if you wanted to actually do that, you would need to buy and sell 20 items a day that make $20 profit. At that level, you would net $6,000 before tax each month, and you could reach essentially enough capital to do it. Now, I will tell you, this is probably one of the highest jobs you can do pay-wise with no degree. Sales is probably the highest. There's no earning potential in sales, and this is very similar, right? It's just you're selling physical products. You have the ability to scan stuff. You don't have to get a brick and mortar. It's definitely doable. I know plenty of people who do really well that have a degree, people that do well that have never been, dropped out of high school and are killing it on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari or any of these websites. I'm enjoying selling on all of them. I just had my first Tradesy sale. I really, really love how incredible their website looks. It's super clean, super high end. You have 1 week to ship the item, right? Which is incredible. You ship 1 week to ship. They handle the returns for you. Can you imagine this? Your customer has a problem. They mail the item to Tradesy. They examine it as long as it's over $50. Confirm that it is in fact the item that you shipped them. They confirm the authenticity. It's incredible. Very cool website. It looks like $1 million, right? eBay looks like it's from the 1990s. So does Amazon. Honestly, they're very old school. They're not very modern looking. Poshmark reminds me a little bit of Facebook, right? It's a little bit social media-y. It's like Instagram. You can see elements of the social built in, the like feature, sharing. It also reminds me of gaming, right? So you're like Farmville, you check back every day and you see how your crops are doing, and you get points if you add more crops, and you get likes and bonuses and community when you do that. So that's fun. It's social media plus selling. Then you have stuff like Mercari, which is the best description that I have for Mercari is it's kind of childish. It's like fun, whimsical. There's no social element. It's kind of fuzzy marketplace. It's kind of like a cheaper eBay. It sounds kind of crazy, but like eBay started to try to be like Amazon. So I feel like Mercari stepped in and took some of what eBay used to be. If you guys agree, you can put that in the comments below, or if you don't agree, let me know by disliking the video and leaving a negative comment. Edwin, what's going on? Edwin is putting his phone number in the chat. So if you guys want to call him or you're listening and you want to pull over, you can text him at 951-230-3100. He'll share some ideas with you. I don't usually call people, but if you want to email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com, I will happily engage in a conversation with you. I'm considering I'm getting rid of my cell phone. I just don't use it very often at this point, and it's doesn't really help me reach my goals, other than maybe calling wholesalers, which I can do voice over IP, and the connection is much better through this microphone anyway. That is one tip that I have for people who are making a lot of phone calls. Use a computer. The Wi-Fi connection is much better than your cell phone network. You're gonna have much crisper audio, and you can hear the nuances if you're wearing headphones, of the person that you're speaking to. You can quickly assess if they're busy, if they're on the phone, if they're in the car, because that's probably the number one way to make money is the cell phone, or just a telephone in general, calling people to get what you want. Hey, Huda is saying Mercari is full of broke teens. That's definitely possible. I sell stuff on Mercari. I've had 7 sales so far. I just started now cross posting on that platform as well. I really, really love Mercari. I love the shipping discount. Something, like I first heard about Mercari because people on eBay were using it for bulk shipping because the bulk shipping was cheaper. And it would be very surprising to me if Mercari doesn't earn at least 50 cents on one of those large shipments. And that adds up. They're making a lot of money on shipping. And eBay might be also, but they don't really pass the commercial plus discount to the customer, to us, the sellers. They either keep it or I think they keep it. That's the only explanation I can think of why they wouldn't pass it to the customer and negotiate a better deal. Because when I was reading the article about Manish from Poshmark almost going to jail for defrauding kind of the post office with marking every single package as £2, and he got a gigantic bill from the post office, and people were like, oh, he was like, maybe that was threatening the longevity of the company because items were over £2. I was thinking, wow, interesting. And then further down in the article, it says only eBay and Amazon have been able to negotiate deals as a marketplace. So I thought, wow, that's incredible. First of all, eBay already negotiated a deal, but we don't see that deal. The commercial plus rate is about the same as if I went and got one. And I'm a very small seller at 30 to 40 items a day, right? If I'm not even, let's see. OSM, is it OSM? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. OSM allows you to get a pretty significant first class mail discount if you're shipping 200 items a day. 200 items a day is insane. For me, it would make me like a $2 to $3 million company if I was at that level. That's a lot already, and that's to get, a smaller, 10 to 50 cents per package of a discount. But think about eBay. eBay is millions of packages. They obviously have, if not the largest, one of the most powerful positions to ask for a discount, but they don't. They make a lot. They make probably more money on the eBay shipping supply store than they do on the post office thing, which is insane to me. Why wouldn't they call the post office and say, hey, we're one of the largest shippers in the country. We want better rates. We're going to pass it on to our sellers, and then sellers are going to flock to our website because we have a commercial shipping discount. But they haven't done that. So people are flocking to different websites to look for better shipping discounts. And this makes me wonder, I wonder if eBay just launched a offer to watchers test, which I'm sure they have thought about this feature for a long time. They've had this ability to send the offer to watchers, but I believe, I could be wrong, that Poshmark is having a lot of traction from this. They're earning a lot of money from being able to message the people who are interested in your item, say, hey, here's a little bit of a discount, buy it now. Because I've never seen a feature pop out that fast. It's like immediate, it popped out. Also, if you look at the App Store, you can see eBay is number 8, right? There's 7 websites above it in the Droid store, which we were talking about in my mastermind call this morning. Number 1 right now is Wish. Wish is spending the most money for ads. And as Jack said in my call, it's kind of scary because they're a little bit deceptive in the way they get new customers. On Instagram, they're saying stuff like $5 for PlayStation stuff, and they have a picture of PlayStation, but $5 is not for the PlayStation, it's for the accessories. But whatever, they are number 1. eBay is number 8 as far as the new downloads. So eBay may not notice that one website's taking from them, but I don't see how they can ignore 40 websites taking traffic from them, right? They're not innovative. They're not ahead of the curve. I like eBay the most because they're the cheapest. I don't think they could survive if they wanted to charge what other platforms are charging. Tradesy's charging 19.8%. when they said that, I was like, that's fine, because your website is way better. Your website's really clean. It's beautiful looking. They clean the background off the photo for you. They make it a white background for you, right? They handle returns. They handle customer service. They handle authenticity, right? You can only sell nicer items on that website. So it's like, wow, okay, 19.8%, let's go for it. They take care of it for you. They do fee netting. They take care of the accounting for you. That's great. I calculated it to like 50 cents to $1 of my time to reconcile a sale on eBay. So instead of properly doing it line by line, sometimes I get lazy and I just do the whole month as a whole, which is not what I want to do. But since it takes so much time and money to process it, it's just kind of insane. I'm really, really, really hoping, because I think this will be good for eBay. I really want one website. Oh, if you guys could hit the like button, that'd be much appreciated. I know there's a lot of people in here, over 100 at this point. I'd appreciate a like. It'll help other people find this video. But I think it will be really, really good for eBay to have somebody take massive market share from them. Because when I listen to the executive team, or whenever they're addressed, like, hey, how do you guys feel about this website? Their answer is always, that website is tiny and doesn't affect us. It's really small. We're not going to make decisions based on other companies doing stuff. That's not how we do stuff. They're tiny. All these little stores all these little sites added up don't even equal anything significant compared to eBay. So I don't want that to be an excuse. I want another company besides Amazon to come up and just take a gigantic share away from eBay, and then eBay will change its tune. It'll be like, oh, wow, we just lost 30% of our entire market. We're going to make some big changes right now, not 5 years from now. I understand that it's big, right? It's huge, gigantic. I'm just saying there's no reason for them to move any faster, because the competition is still really weak. eBay still crushes, like, it's huge. If you think about it, they don't handle any physical product, right? At all. They don't do any authentic. They do. There's eBay Lux a little bit with the luxury goods, but they don't push that very hard. They don't handle any physical goods like Amazon. Amazon's trying to do all that extra stuff. Tradesies handling that. Poshmark, if it's over $500, they do some authentication. eBay is completely hands off. They do not interfere in domestic transactions at all. They're purely just a platform that connects buyer and seller. And they have, for sure, the oldest, least working app and the most glitches. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but it for sure has the most glitches, and it's the hardest to use. That's why people who start on eBay crush every other website they try, because it's just so much easier, right? It's just like, if you can figure out how to successfully do a store on eBay, the rest of it is incredible. Drummers in the chat and saying that Posh has them beat on shipping. This is the part that's fascinating to me. When I went to the post office, they're like, hey, are you sure that you can use flat rate for this? Are you sure that under 5 pounds ships with one rate? And I was like, not only am I sure, the website provides a printout. It's like, hey, if your post office gives you trouble, show them that we have the agreement with them. It has a phone number of the person that's the account rep for Poshmark. And like, I kind of want this to happen. I want the CEO to come on a public forum, right, and say on CNN, hey, I called the post office and negotiated a better rate. Sellers now have an advantage on this platform. I feel if eBay is just about stock price and that's all that matters, wouldn't that make the stock explode? If it was like 50 cents cheaper to ship through eBay than any other website, these massive volume sellers where 50 cents matters, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm moving back to eBay. If their shipping rate is this much cheaper, let me go this direction. I thought it was fascinating. Before I get into my other thought, I'm going to address what Flip and South is saying, which is the global shipping program. It ridiculously overcharges for international shipping. Here's the thing. I would agree that it overcharges customers for international shipping. When I went to the headquarters for that meeting, they talked about how GSP is expensive, but they charge proper customs, right? So They handle all that stuff. Plus they handle if there's any issues. So of course it's going to be more expensive because they're not going to eat that cost themselves. They're going to pass that cost to the end buyer because they're handling the extra risk and they handle the item again. They take care of customs. So I get why it's a little bit more expensive. It's a little more professional in theory than us sending it directly to the customer. But I don't know. I don't know if it has to be a somehow a large profit center for them. Otherwise, why would they even get involved in shipping? It seems kind of crazy. So if I do suggest that you guys try it, try GSP and also try shipping direct, and just see what kind of results you get. I just opted into web interpreter. I don't know if you guys have had any experience with that. I have now 5 different sales so far in the last week or so that I wouldn't have gotten. eBay Australia and eBay England. Those 2 websites have yielded 5 extra sales for me directly on their website. And not only that, I had to go on to PayPal and change my currency so I can accept Great Britain pounds and I can accept Australian dollars. And I got excited because the Australian dollar is weaker than the US dollar. I thought it was a lot of money until I did the conversion. I was like, oh, it's okay, just a regular sale. So, Jasmine is saying she's not a fan of eBay authentication. They blow out cheap items. And it makes sense because they are not trying. It doesn't make sense to me that they're going to sell it for you. Why wouldn't they just take a cut and authenticate for you? I don't understand. I mean, they allowed the real to take. I'm a little bit mad at eBay because I feel like they should have owned that market. The real came out of nowhere. And they're crushing it, and they charge so much more than eBay. eBay charges just a small amount. Real charges sometimes 40% of the final sell. There's room in there for eBay to offer some kind of service where they touch the item, even if it's just authentication. Like it goes through the eBay store where a very talented, seasoned expert looks at the item and then sends it to the customer. What's wrong with that? I even want that. If I'm going to buy a $800 Louis Vuitton duffel, I'll pay $840 for someone that knows what they're doing to look at it and tell me if it's real or not. It makes no difference on a large ticket item. They lost that entire market to other websites. I don't get it. That's true. Duncan sells in UK pounds, so I just got a sale for 58 pounds, and it was nice. The conversion was much better than the Australian dollar. Yeah, it's the not having the flat shipping cost for eBay sellers is kind of outrageous. I just feel like they also missed the boat when they announced that they were switching to Adyen as their payment processor internally. The CEO said it's going to make fees cheaper, and I bought a whole bunch of eBay stock when he said that, and it went up. Right. And then they didn't explain why it was going to go down for sellers. So I sold all my eBay stock and then the stock went down. I feel like a very, very good stock trader because that was like my main stock trade in 2018. I saw that he was going to make fees cheaper and I'm like, oh, it's going to for sure cause more people to come to eBay. But then they didn't explain how. And now, since they released the new payment thing, I actually know the main thing that makes it cheaper, which is just no transaction fee. That's significant. If you sell 1,000 items per month, that's is that $30? Is it more than that? $300. It's $300 cheaper. That's like your whole Anchor store for you for free. You just got your Anchor store subscription for free if you use the new payment system. That's awesome. But they don't talk about that. What if they were just to say, look, you're going to save 30 cents on every transaction if you use the eBay payment PayPal system or payment system? I feel like that's the only thing they need to say. eBay sellers are really cheap. Like they need that 30 cents. So I think it's amazing that they're not talking about that and pushing that really hard. Because if they were to say it's cheaper by 30 cents to ship through eBay, that's tremendous. That's huge, especially for big sellers that are moving hundreds of items a day. Those guys adds up really quick. I don't know. Maybe there's some underlying thing that prevents them from calling that phone number. I don't know. I don't know why. Brian, what's up? That's true. With the new payment system, you do not get instant payments, meaning that you can't use the money right away, just like PayPal right now. I am going to wait until 3 months until I have to switch to the new payment system. There's just so many benefits with PayPal. I like that it gives me the ability to either take a PayPal working capital loan if I need one, or a business loan. Like, they can see all your transactions. I have other income streams that pay through PayPal. I really like it. I wish that it was permanently an option, but it's not. They're going to force us to switch over to the new payment system later, so I'll have to deal with it later. Nice. So Brian got 4 negative feedback removed today. That's amazing. Yeah, if you call customer service and you have a valid reason and you're human and you made a mistake, they may actually remove a negative for you, even if it's valid, right? If they said, Brian was a jerk. He sent me a banana peel instead of a PlayStation 4, and he knew it was a banana peel because, you know, he signed it before he emailed it to me, and he's a jerk, and he ripped me off, and he's a fraud, and it was true. You could probably still get it removed if you were like, I was having a bad day. I hadn't eaten in 20 hours. I had a rough day at work, and I came home, and I had a beautiful PlayStation, and the guy didn't pay enough money for it, so I sent him a banana peel. They might still remove that negative feedback. That's how cool eBay is compared to other websites. You know, they're not going to suspend you for that type of behavior. Not that I condone that or have done that or speaking from experience, but just feel blessed that eBay is not as hardcore about removing negative feedback as other stuff. How is the eBay catalog affecting sales? That's a good question. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'll do some Q&A right now. It affects search like crazy. So if it's not in the catalog, you're not going to show up in that new Google ranking thing. Like if you type in, let's just say Ray Dunn mug, you'll see that the only eBay listings that pop up are the new catalog system. So it affects search. And I imagine since people trust websites less and less, which is scary, that they're actually trusting Google to present them relevant ads. That's a little scary to me because of all this AI talk, but Google is becoming more and more powerful because people are typing into Google and searching multiple websites at the same time. And if it's not under that new catalog, it's not going to show up there. So I wonder for eBay. Also, I'm confused with, is it going to use the eBay EPID, EPID, eBay product ID identifier, or is it going to use the UPC code? I don't really want. Why can't they just use the UPC code? I mean, maybe they're trying to be Amazon because Amazon has that ASIN rank. So I guess it makes sense. It's just tough. eBay is in a weird position because they have, they're known as a used platform, but something like 80+% of the stuff sold on the platform is brand new. So they kind of have to start adopting this new stuff. They're already switching to the new payment system right now, slowly rolling out. It's not going to be completely switched over until 2020 or 2021. So a couple years down the road before it's completely switched over. You can opt in now. I believe, don't quote me, that right now it's slightly cheaper than even the 30 cents. The processing rate is lower. So don't quote me. It is September 17th, 2018. So I don't know when you're going to be listening to this. As of right now, from what I have seen in the beta testing, it is slightly cheaper, meaning like it's like 2.8 instead of 2.9. Again, not guaranteed. And I don't know what they're experimenting, trying to make people try it. So it might be cheaper for a while. So Wayne, not a lot of people right now are in the program. When I went to it, I think it was just employees. So they may have rolled it out to a few sellers. My guess is they're going to roll it out to hobby sellers first, like the offer to likers, and the new price drop system for used items. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. You can put in like, I want to drop it by 5% until it sells every month, right? Or every week. So I don't have to go in and manually do that. That's a very cool feature. And my photographer has that feature on his phone, but he has a, couple hundred item store. I don't have that feature yet, or I would use it on all 3,000 of my items. That's true. You can't opt in. You can't use PayPal with the current opting in. Okay, so Proactive Institution is saying, getting ready to hire your first VA for Poshmark. What program do I use for them to do remote access on your computer? Great question. There are two that I tried. Go to my PC and remote PC. Go to my PC and remote PC are two that I'm trying right now. And go to my PC is more secure. Remote PC is cheaper. Your mileage may vary. I'm gonna try both. Just to see what's going on. I love. It's kind of weird, but I like when. Is this because I like to be dominated? I don't know. I like having somebody control my computer from somewhere else. It's kind of like this weird thing where I have no idea. Like they're controlling my life because they can actually use my computer while I'm just sitting there. I don't know. It's kind of an odd situation, but I like it. Flippin' South's asking about Apple Pay becoming an option. It's an option right now if you use the eBay system and not PayPal. So that is one advantage. More ways to pay are available. If you more ways are available to pay if you use the new eBay system. So if you guys are still listening, I appreciate it if you hit the like button, but I want you more importantly to go to forum.dailyrefinement.com. It's free. So forum.dailyrefinement.com is a free service. I want you guys to post topics that you have questions on, participate, get to know people in there. It's kind of a no BS forum for reselling in life. So I am going to moderate it. I just want stuff that's related to making money. I mean, because I want everyone to earn at least 60K net from reselling. You should be able to be happy with 60K net. Hopefully, that's enough for you. So that's the goal. Make at least $1,000 a week pre-tax. That's the whole point of that forum. It's going to be free. The only thing that costs money are the premium stuff. Like if you want to be in the accountability document or you want to be on my calls in the morning, that costs money because it costs me time to do that. If you just want to go in there and chat, it doesn't cost me any time. So it's going to be free. I want this forum to live without me. That sounds kind of odd, but if it becomes a very valuable resource for people to learn how to flip stuff, I'm going to be very happy. I want a forum that is just straight to the point. How do you buy stuff? How do you clean things? How do you photograph things? How do you list things? Where do you buy them, etc. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, it's pretty straightforward. Also, the discussion in here, which is what is your actual goal? Why don't you guys put in your chat, like, what is your actual goal income-wise for reselling? What do you guys want to make? Is it 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week? Is it 10,000 a week? Mine is 10,000 a week. So I want to net $10,000 a week on $30,000 in sales. I mean, not because I need that much money. I just want to challenge myself to do that. I want a store that does $10,000 a week in sales. Yeah. Let's see. 53 million in income. That is strong. Strong. Let me just do the math here again. I'm sorry. I need to retract my last statement. I want to make $10,000 a week profit on eBay and all my online platforms, not just revenue, because I really want that titanium power seller level. Because there's a meetup group that's just titanium eBay sellers, and that's I kind of want to get into that club. You have to do 1.8 million a year to apply, and I'm not I'm not at 1.8 million already, so I can't do that. I've talked about this with a few other sellers. It's just that's just cool. I want the the windbreaker that says titanium eBay seller. It's so cool. Janelle wants to be at 2,500 a week, 5K a month for Victor. Nice. So again, just multiply 3 by 3 to get an idea of your revenue. Unless you're really good at selling, then you can multiply by 1 or 2 to get that same amount. I'm at roughly, I'm like a third of the way there right now. A little over a third of the way there. I need 3 full-time people. I just hired my second. So that's a really good question from Cage Mason, and because I think that when I was at eBay Open, some larger sellers like this guy like insulted me right to my face. He's like, I knew eBay Open was going to be a waste of time because they have sellers like you talking and you guys don't make shit. Like, sorry to, but I want some like real sellers that are doing 7-8 figures talking, not you. So I was like, point taken. And he's like, you want to get to 7 figures, then I'll listen to you. The way that you're going to do it is each person that you hire can really do about 40 listings. If you have them do more than 40 listings, then they're going to quit because it's too hard. Like, you're just hiring regular people to work for you, and regular people can't do more than 40 a day. Like, they're not you. You could do 100 a day, but you own the company. People who don't own the company don't work as hard as the owners of the company. So figure out how much money you want to make, times it by 40. That's how many people you need. So for me, 100 sales a day, I need 3 people. So the math's pretty straightforward. Duncan is saying I need a warehouse to do 1.8 million. Watch me. I'm going to do it from my garage. Also, Tracy is saying she just wants her sales back. My sales have been a little bit wonky lately. I think eBay's having some glitches as usual, so just trying to grow a little bit. Lori wants to quit her job. Lori, I have to thank Lori. She's so awesome. She helped me sign up for a half marathon, and I like running now. It's so weird. I actually like running now. I've been doing it for about a month now, and I enjoy it now. But I want to take you guys to something that really helped me. So I used to just think, I want to replace my income with eBay, and that didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. I quit my job to become an entrepreneur in 2014, and I struggled the first 2 years hardcore, and with this same mentality every day. Okay, thinking I just want to replace my income. That did not work. Okay, so when I changed my mindset to I want to be rich. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but like, I want to be abundant. I want to have more than I need. Once I changed my mindset, then having more than I need, which is $350K in the Bay Area. So $1,000 a day is $365. In order to like live what people think the California lifestyle is, you need to make $350K. So once I thought about that, what the processes are required to do that, then making $100K was a piece of cake, because like, I know what it takes to make $365K. So then I'm failing my way to 6 figures. That's what I was saying. So Casey is saying, what do titanium sellers sell to make that? I would say 90% of them sell stuff that's $20 or less that's brand new. If you're going to ask me what makes a titanium seller, I reviewed all of them. I reviewed all top 100 stores in previous videos because I'm a nerd like that. And most of them sell brand new stuff that's $20, free shipping, free returns, and they sell millions of dollars worth of it. That's what it mostly takes. Yeah, I mean, that's the majority. There are some people who sell pre-owned stuff, but usually not, because it's too slow. You can only list one at a time. If you're selling brand new stuff, you can list 10,000 at a time. They can be 10,000 times more effective than you. It takes more money. It takes a business plan. You have to know what you're doing. You may have to leverage capital. It's different. It's a different game. It's the same thing that you're doing with more zeros. I know. Lori is saying the Bay Area requires you to make a lot of money. It's true. Like, it does require a lot of money. And at this point, I'm on the Mr. Money mustache lifestyle. So Lori, I'm actually trying to save 70% or more of my income right now. So just save 70% or more of your income, and within 10 years, you make way more than you. I mean, it's only possible because I live in the Bay Area too. So I don't want to confuse you guys, because I was just talking to my photographer about this. If you were to go thrifting in the Bay Area, 100% of the time I've been thrifting with my worker, I found Patagonia or higher. Okay, like thrifting. Every single time I go, if we go to 10 stores, I'm going to find a $100 piece every time. Okay, that is not the case for a lot of people who are thrifting, because people are like, oh, Chris, why is your store so much pre-owned stuff? Because the margin's so high. Like, it's really like buying something for $2 and selling it for 30 is awesome, right? I never get that. Never gets old to me. Gary Vee talks about like he loves flipping shit at the garage sale, and that gives him more buzz than running $1 million company. I can see that. It's cool when you get something that someone's essentially throwing away and you sell it for good money. So let's see here. How many hours does my Poshmark V8 at work to get 3,000 shares? It's roughly 3 to 4 hours of straight sharing. So I shared the way that I do it in a previous video, which was they only share the middle column and then they switch over. The way that I share is just the computer. They don't actually change and they just manually do it. It takes about 3 hours. So it's expensive. And I do recognize that it's not accessible for a smaller closet. I have 3,000 active items in my closet, so it makes sense for me. If you have 200 items in your closet, you better self-share. Doesn't make sense for you to try to do it with a person. It costs too much money. Jeanette wants to travel to see her grandkids every 2 months. Awesome. And that's like this is a little bit off topic, but I want to bring it up for a second. I was listening to Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, and he was talking about two major things that helped people earn money for Shark Tank, and two major things. One thing was the company was either founded by or managed by women. Right, that was one of them. The other one was they can explain their idea in 60 or 90 seconds or less. Those two things had the highest prediction rate of what would be successful. So that's pretty amazing that's the case, because every time I get an idea for how to improve my store, it's usually from a female. It's usually from a female perspective, and also it's very clear and short. So as an example, Chris, you should try shorter titles, try on these 5 listings. I mean, that's like incredibly accurate, to the point advice on how to make my store better, right? And I've never had one dude do that ever in a year and a half of doing this. I've never had a guy give me a piece of advice that specific on a specific item. That's not happened one time. Like even on Poshmark, I'll get messages saying you might want to try these keywords if it's this size, these keywords if it's that size. So I mean, it is pretty interesting. So somebody asked Mr. Wonderful, so why don't you only invest in women-run companies? And he said, I'm not really sure. I mean, I can't just do it based on that, but that would give me a higher percentage of success according to the, they've done the show for a long time. The Shark Tank's been around a long time, but it just makes sense. And he also attributed to the fact that they make realistic goals versus guys oftentimes don't even hit 50% of their goal, which is horrible. Like, so for example, Maya, I met Maya in person in Vegas, and I don't think she'd be like, I want to list 4,000 items a week. She wouldn't say something like that. She's like, she would say something like, I want to make the best use of my time, right? No guy is going to say that. They're going to be like, I want a Lamborghini by next month. So it's totally different. It's interesting looking at that. Also, after I watched that video, another video was recommended to me because YouTube is evil and listening to what I want. And they watched this video from Jordan Peterson saying women are dominating right now in the workplace for sure. But what happens is like you're let me see how can I, like if you are it's just it's crazy because we have a lot of amazing female leadership. Even my girlfriend works for a company that is one of the only companies where women and men make the same. That's very rare still, right? And it's a lot of pressure because like between the ages of 25 and 35, that's like, I mean, this is not related to it's kind of related to reselling because like this is key like income generating time professionally for a lot of people. It's where you move up the career ladder. It's also like a very common time to have kids, right? So 25 to 35 is a very challenging time for any gender. So it's just kind of interesting. That's key career planning time. Here in the Bay, a lot of people do not have kids. The majority of my friends have 1 kid or less. Most of them 0. I'd say it's like 0.1 kids of all the people that I know in my age, and I am almost 35. So It's crazy. Is it worth it to travel a bit to a high income area? I think so. Depends on if you're sourcing. I virtually have unlimited kinds of sourcing. Wholesale, I have auctions, I have 200 thrift stores where I live, I have 5 Goodwill outlets, right? The only thing I do not have access to is cheap labor or cheap place to work, right? My rent's $2,700. That's a lot compared to other places that like that would afford you a nice house in some places. Um, Let's see. Vinted is a good platform. That's the only website I haven't had a sale on yet. So I'm not good at selling on Vinted. I'm not afraid to say that what I suck at. That's one of the websites I suck at. So I'm going to keep working on Vinted. You have 700 working on 1,000 listings and you have a full-time employee. I think that's about right. Depending on what the quantities are. I think that one person can manage 3,000 listings, more or less. Wholesale is the best option, but it's not a possibility for someone who's just starting out. Usually not. If you have some business experience, you can, but it's very hard for a beginner that doesn't know how to negotiate, doesn't understand e-commerce very well, to go in, negotiate a fantastic rate on the item with no experience. How do you even do that? You don't know what to say or what to do to get the person to give you a better deal. You have like a pretty decent chance of buying wholesale for what it retails for the first couple times. And people don't really understand that. They're like, oh, I bought it for $1. Why can't I sell it for $3? Because maybe on eBay it's selling for $1 shipped. How do you sell it for $3 when there's so many things that are $1 shipped? My worker and I today went out to lunch and went to a market, and we asked the lady, like, are you doing okay? Because there's nobody in this market ever. And she's like, well, the rent's high, so my pricing is higher. And we were like, how can you be priced higher than the market? That doesn't make any sense. Like, your rent is expensive, so is all the other places in this area. It's expensive. You're not allowed to, like, I want to make $10 profit on this loaf of bread. Like, that doesn't work. We've never seen anybody in this market. It's right into the post office. No one is ever there. Probably because the first time you go there, you notice right away that it's more expensive than any other store in the area. You're never going back. I'm just shocked that she had that answer, that it's expensive for her rent, so she builds it into the cost. It doesn't matter like what you paid for an item. It's only the market. I think that after listening to all those videos today, I was really questioning what men are good for at all. Like, having unrealistic goals is not healthy. I think that's the main reason. That picking a goal and executing is just really good. Hold on one second. All the people in my neighborhood are wondering like what I'm doing in my garage in the middle of the night. Yeah, I love Ed Milet. He's a cool dude. Who's my favorite motivational speaker? My favorite motivational speaker. My favorite motivational speaker. That's a tough one. Maybe Jim Rohn. I like Jim Rohn back in the day. He's kind of old school, but I like it. I like him. I like the thought that you should be valuable. That really is important to me. I don't like when people are. This is the reason why people don't like the laptop lifestyle people or whatever, is because they're doing nothing. No one, and that's not what it looks like. When I see people who are actually retired, they don't do nothing. They do stuff all day. They just do what they want to do all day. Like, they're not chilling. Like, I think it's obvious at this point people aren't sipping Mai Tais on the beach when they're retired. That's not really what happens. In fact, most people in the US never retire. That really woke me up after looking at how much I spend. I didn't realize that for every $10,000 you want to spend in retirement, you need 250 grand saved. That's a lot. Okay, so it's a lot easier to just not spend $10,000 more a year than to earn $250,000 extra just so you can have that lifestyle. Plus, People have 300 grand more in expenses than you think for medical bills when you're older, right? That's terrifying. You're supposed to save another 300 grand just for medical bills when you get older, right? So I was like, okay, I need to not get sick if I can help it, right? Which I'm probably going to. Everyone probably does at some point. I need to try to stay as healthy as possible. I need to save as much money as possible. And when I look at these people's incomes and they're saving 70, 80, 90% of their income, like I thought that was a joke. I did not realize people save 70% of their income. I honestly thought that was a joke. I thought the person was pulling my leg, but they're not. They actually can do that. It's insane. You live in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. See, you're not going to find Patagonia or higher every single day you go thrifting. That's true. I guess men are good to move stuff around, but even that, we might be moving the wrong thing to the wrong place, and then it's just like a waste of time. You're going to try driving to Chicago and sleeping in your car. It may not be a bad idea. Just depends on your strategy. There's plenty of on-the-road van pickers. It's a thing. I recommend that if you don't live near something, learn how to buy stuff online to resell. It's harder, but it's important. Weed cures everything. I don't know. I don't like weed because or cannabis because I don't like slowing down. I like fast. If anything, I would get addicted to like meth or speed or cocaine. If I was gonna choose to go down that route, I would pick an upper, not a downer. I like being that relaxed, man. You have universal healthcare in Japan. Wow. Yeah, no, we have that's not the case here. But Japan is in a weird situation where their population is like a negative growth and they have a lot of old people. Japan's really cool. It's my favorite place that I've been. I've been to 10 countries in the last couple of years, and Japan was my favorite by far. It's the only one that I want to go back to before visiting other ones. I just love Tokyo so much. It was so fun. I have really, really good friends who live in Osaka. That was a time of my life. I can't like, what was so amazing? People say, why do you like to travel? What is it about travel that's amazing? For me, it's the people that I get to travel with or people I get to visit. That's the part that's the most amazing. Like I spent 9 days in Osaka and Tokyo with a good friend, and just eating with him was mind blowing. Okay. We could go to 7-Eleven, have a convenience store food, which is great in Japan. And it was like, I can't even describe it. It's like a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 in happiness, eating food from 7-Eleven in a different country with a great friend. You can't beat it. What inventory would you say made you feel sustained and comfortable? I would say 500 items, $550 or more items is really comfortable. Okay. You'll never have a death pile. If you never buy anything under $50, right? You will never have a death pile. Because nobody buys something that can sell for 50 and doesn't list it. It's a stuff that's 10, 20, 30, $40 that doesn't get listed and sits in your pile. So I've never had anybody that has an ASP over $50 have not be happy with their size. Also, it takes longer to find that kind of stuff. So you're spending most of your time sourcing instead of most of your time listing. I know. I mean, Japan is where lean culture was it wasn't invented there. Kaizen is like an American concept that they took. They just used it better. So yeah, I mean, if I were going to get a tattoo, it would be like something to do with Kaizen or lean, and it would also be a hourglass. So if you guys have any cool ideas for hourglass, I would get a tattoo on my arm of I want the full sleeve because part of me wants to be a gangster. I mean, to be the true Asian gangster that I want to be, it'd have to be like a dragon, kissing a koi or something on my arm. But I think I'm going to go with the hourglass because I think time is the most important thing that we have. Jasmine is saying men are becoming very undervalued in our current society. I agree with you. Women just crushing every industry. Not that I feel like on the other side of that. I feel fine, but I think other guys for sure. Amanda is saying she's Black. Would she be welcome in Japan? I believe so. They seem like they're one of the nicest cultures I've ever been to. People will take like time out of their day to help you, no matter what race you are. So I don't see that being any issue. I didn't experience any xenophobia whatsoever in Japan. None. So, and maybe more here in the United States than Japan. There's this new, sorry, this is moving away from reselling. So if you guys are here for the reselling content, watch a different video. Let's see here. Oh, there's this new movement called MGTOW, which is men going their own way. And it's just men who have decided that they don't want to date anymore and they're just going to take care of themselves the rest of their lives. That's really sad. Like, I don't like that. I think men and women should be together somehow. Japan is pioneering the robot caretaker technology. So I want to talk about this for a second, and it really is blowing my mind. So Elon Musk just had an interview with Joe Rogan. If you guys haven't watched it, it's an excellent interview. And Elon Musk looks sad, in my opinion. Like when they're talking about automation and AI, he was like, now he has a fatalistic view. He's like, it's too late. AI is already too far. Like there's no regulation. It's already bad. And he's like, he's given up. He just assumed that it's horrible because people will use AI like a weapon. And I 100% agree with that. People will use AI to make themselves incredibly beyond rich. Okay, so what I mean by that is Amazon can predict your sales behavior. They know what you want to buy, what you might buy, and they're sending that stuff to you so that you buy it. Facebook is preying, and Instagram preys on your insecurities. They feed you stuff that creates a reaction, and then you start liking, and then you start buying stuff that makes you feel more adequate. It's all related, right? AI is insane. Right now in Silicon Valley, where I live, all of the money is moving towards automation. And let me tell you guys, in the largest occupation group is actually driver. Okay, it's like a mover of things from one area to another, a person, goods, and that's essentially what we are doing. We're kind of like drivers. We're finding something in the world and then we're sending it to somebody else. Drivers are the biggest. You don't need a degree to be a driver, right? All you're doing is moving goods from one place to another. That's where the majority of the AI is, honestly. If you think about it, there's so much money being poured into driverless cars right now, right? So there's no drivers in the car, right? So you're talking about that's millions of jobs that are going to be affected by that. Gone. Like humans aren't good at driving. That's very obvious. If every single car was a robot car, there would be way less accidents. There might be some freak kidnapping, like if you're important and the car decides it just wants to drive you off of a cliff, you can't control the car. That's scary. But like if you're a non-important person like myself, it's not gonna like kidnap me because it doesn't matter, but that's eliminating all these crazy jobs. So you guys saw, like, I experimented with a macro on my Instagram when I was using Instagram. You guys saw that like 10 tasks that I need to do are done automatically for me. Do you realize like how insane it is that like for example, when I run a YouTube video, it automatically populates the keywords and all that stuff for me. It's such an advantage over people who don't have to type that in. It takes forever. Like a robot can do things faster, quicker, cleaner, and with less mistakes than a human. It's very scary. Justin, what's going on? I know Musk also sees AI making humans obsolete. I definitely see that. And the point that he made that we're actually cyborgs right now because we have this ridiculous device in our hand. I agree. Your phone is so powerful. You can run an entire business off of it. You can make millions of dollars with your cell phone. Honestly, all of us. You don't have to do it. And that's exactly what Elon Musk said. He said they tried to warn them. I didn't recognize it until I'm going to give you guys an example. It takes me 5 minutes to do something on one of my spreadsheets, recording the sale. It takes me 5 minutes. For software, it takes 1/10 of 1 second to do that same task. How can humans compete with that? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's not even, you can't even blink before it's done with that thing. It takes 5 minutes for me to fill that out, right? If you use a software like even like eBay or Amazon, they find millions of customers for you automatically, right? How could you like show your dirty pair of shoes to 145 different people? How could you even do that without the use of technology? It's insane. I know. The money that he gets from the Teslas is just mind-numbing. It's insane. Computer malfunctions all the time, for sure. Also, I'm going to make one more point. This is a little scary. Technology makes it so people who know how to use it get really rich, in my opinion. If you know how to use technology, if you're running Facebook or Poshmark or YouTube or any of these websites or Tesla, and you have all that data, it's going to make you insanely rich, okay? Because you can leverage that to do things. It's becoming increasingly important to learn how to use technology, guys. And the thing is, less and less people can use them. When I hear kids talking about Fortnite or gaming or being plugged in, they know exactly what's happening. I don't. I still don't get it. I'm like on the older, I'm like barely a millennial in age. So like I'm already obsolete compared to these younger kids. They just have so many more skills, right? So those skills really are going to make it's easier for them to live because they can multiply their efforts by a million using robots and technology and computers, and we're just going to be left behind. Do I think Amazon retail arbitrage is safe? Depends from Amazon to what website. Wow, they can call Alexa as a material witness in a criminal trial. That's scary. I don't want an Alexa because I don't want Jeff Bezos to listen to me. But then, like, does he really care what I think? No. Some people need their phones more than 1%. Need their IV. Oh yeah, for sure. So that really, really bugged my mind when I listened to how the Facebook algorithm works. So Facebook and Instagram, they slowly feed you likes. I didn't know this. They drip your likes over the course of however long you take to check your phone. So if you check your phone every 5 minutes, they'll start feeding you those things every 4 minutes and 59 seconds. So each time when you check back, there's new likes, there's new comments. I didn't know they did that. I did not realize it was dripped like that. I thought it was just organic, like a dumbass. I didn't realize it's in this algorithm and it's systematically feeding you dopamine to get you addicted to it. I did not know that. But I do know that food tastes better now. My relationships with people are better now. Now that I don't use social media at all, I feel like I kind of wish I could go back to eBay Open and not be like this. I mean, I just didn't take advantage of being with so many of those people. I wasn't present because social media was like messing with my mind. Because every time you post, when you're in an event, all these people have crazy FOMO, right? And they wanna be there, but they can't be there. So then, like, I just got back from Europe, and every single post I was talking about had 4,000 people looked at it and commenting when I was in Europe. Then I went to eBay Open, and I probably had like 100,000 likes in 3 weeks, and I think it fried my brain. Okay, so like, I have been off it for a while, and I'm enjoying. I don't crave it at all. I enjoy being more present. What's up, Wade? If you don't recognize that playing Fortnite as a skill, where have you been? It's killing it. Is Jeff Bezos rich? Jeff Bezos makes $4 million an hour. He's not rich, but if you don't, I don't know what that's called. That's a different level of money making. I think one day there will be a town without smartphones, computers, and all that stuff. Yeah, they have that. They have that already. It's everywhere, but everywhere people escape to when you can just have that at your house right now if you turn your phone off. Oh, the reason they drip the likes to you is so that you keep checking your phone. That's the reason why they do that. Because if it were to just be organic, you only need to check your phone one time a day. But they don't do that because they want you to check your phone 60,000 times a day. So they're going to just drip the likes. So each time you check, you get that boost of energy. But I'm telling you, I should quit social media just for at least a little bit and see what it's like. I'm not like afraid of social media. I'm just choosing not to be on it right now. Like I haven't deleted any of my accounts. They're all up. Like people still comment and send me stuff, but I'm just not on there making content. Plus, like, I really like the saying that everyone sucks. Some people are just better at faking it. Like I don't want to. I'm fine with sucking. I don't need to fake it. I'm good with sucking. I don't need to be something different. Hopefully you guys are listening to me right now. You're okay with sucking too. Like just be okay with sucking, and then you don't have to make stuff to make you better than you are. Yeah, it's definitely a dopamine release every time you get a like, especially once you start getting popular. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. And then you shout other people out, and then they get a huge dopamine rush, and then they start getting addicted to it. I mean, it's insane. Casey went to a top tier school that was beta testing Facebook back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I have a old friend that works for Facebook, and she just told me not to use it ever. She works there. So I mean, she's like, don't use it. If you want to be happy, don't use it, because like comparison is the thief of joy. Okay, last thought. I'm gonna end it on this. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person that you were yesterday. Okay, that's it. You don't need to compare yourself to anybody else. Just be better than yesterday. That's why I have the document, and you guys can join it if you like, or you can make yours for free. There's only 2 things that you can see: last week and this week. Everything else is hidden, because you shouldn't be thinking that far ahead. Just think about what you did last week. Try to be better this week. That's it. Okay? Stop worrying about any other stuff, because it's too far out. Don't be your typical guy and say, I want a Lamborghini in 30 days. And then you don't have a Lamborghini, and on day 29, you never make another goal again. Come on. Like, stop doing that. Just say, I'm at 300 listings a month right now. Next month, I'm going to do 330 or 320 or 310, right? That's already a big increase. Over the course of a year, you're going to double your store. That's already a lot. Doubling whatever your productivity is in the course of a year is a lot. Okay, so just if you guys are still listening, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't before. I'm going to be sharing. This is a long video. Sorry. Normally, I'm going to do these short tidbit videos, but this is more of a discussion video. Okay, there are ones that are quick tips. I have plenty of those. Some are just going to be discussion with the random people. Charletto says you can use Facebook to make money. I did that for a living before I did reselling. I sold Facebook ads. So it is extremely profitable. I think that's the point. The point is people are using social media to make money. That's what the point, that's what it's used for. It's making a very few amount of people super duper 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 rich. And I know this is unfair. If I'm making content, right, because I'm more popular on social media, it's going to show that the people like my opinion is more important than theirs. Or if I'm complaining, it's going to rise to the top of the crop. And then people will be like, oh, I hate that person too. Oh, I love that person too. Yes, no. And it'll create this crazy, thing. So if you're like, hey, today was a great day, the algorithm does not care about that. Okay, no one's going to care. You're going to get 2 likes, and you're going to be like, oh no, I better not say today was great. I better say today was horrible. And then you get 60 likes, and then you'll train yourself to being really positive, really negative. And come on, guys, that's fake. That's fake news. Your goal is to hit 50K in sales this year. You're at 26K now with 4th quarter coming up. You'll hit attack. You're very, very realistic with your goals. I love it. Deanna checks Facebook once or twice a day. You're more old school. I think the older generation, by older, I mean 30 and above. I consider myself older. I would much rather talk to a person that I know. Facebook Marketplace is unironically a good place to sell. Facebook Marketplace is a great forum. I did the review with Renzi now. They are awesome. I do miss them, and I haven't met them in person, so maybe I'll get back on the social bandwagon. But they sell on Facebook Marketplace quite often, and I think it's a great place. You want to gross 100K the first year, and you're at 24K annual now. That's great. Just keep adjusting and use the forum that I made for this. Go in there and reverse engineer what 100K looks like. 100K I think is 230 a day. Does it say 250 a day? Is that right? 250 times 365. Oh, a little more than that. 266. Oh, it's like 270. 270 something a day. All year is 365. Ortho Leisure, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know we are talking about future of digital marketing. It's pretty insane. Let me see. Steven is asking, why only $50 and I'm just, somebody was asking me what's the most comfortable store. The most comfortable store is a small store with high priced items. It's not the most profitable store. The most profitable store is brand new $20 items. I like the math doesn't lie. Thousands and tens of thousands of $20 items that are brand new that you order, you click once and you list 1,000 of them. Even if you make 50 cents an item, that's $500 with one listing. Okay, like you can't compete against that with one-off items. It's not even close. Like no one averages $500 a profit an item. That's impossible unless you sell replenishables. Like it just doesn't work that way. What does good on eBay in fourth quarter? Brand new stuff. Definitely not clothing. Clothing, it does okay, but you're asking what does really well? Brand new stuff under $20. That's true. Social media is like a reality show, which is fake. It's true. I'm not really into it. Josh, what's up? Thanks for coming by. People use Squarespace or people in India for web development. Yeah, they use people all over. For web development, it's pretty easy these days. That's probably true. AI is definitely programmed by cheaper labor. I think a bunch of smart, high-paid people here create stuff, and then they leverage cheaper labor to build it. Absolutely, that's true. What's a good category to sell $20 items? Electronics, home and beauty, house goods. Like I sold candles for a minute. I think I sold 280 candles in 1 month. My first month ever doing candles, from no experience whatsoever until like 5 to 10 a day, right? That's just 1 month trying one category, trying to get good at it. I tell you guys, like, try to make $100 in one thing. Forget about Q1, Q2, Q4, whatever that stuff. Just do one category, make $100 a day profit in that category first before you diversify. Oh, my thoughts of the future of digital marketing versus web development. I would do digital marketing. Well, the future of digital marketing. I think the future of digital marketing is figuring out how to get attention and then translating that into traffic and give value first and then charge on the back end. So all of my stuff makes money. You guys know that. YouTube makes me money. Every single video makes me over $100. Okay, that's a lot. That's because my videos are more valuable than other people's videos. That's why they earn more. If I were to make a video of me walking my cat, that might be really funny, but it has almost no value. It's like not helping you make money. It's not helping improve your life, really, other than entertainment. So that's going to pay nothing. It's going to pay $1 a video instead of $100 a video because the actual value is really low. So digital marketing, the future of digital marketing is providing 99% of it for free, and people just give you 2 cents for helping you. That's what the future looks like to me. So it means literally like, yeah, what it means to me is like you do 99% of your work for free and people give you a penny, and that makes you millions of dollars. That's the future of digital marketing. Holly, what's up? Thank you. That's a nice compliment. Okay, web development. What's the future of web development? The future of web development is going to be more fake in-person bullshit. Sorry, like it's going to look like someone cares about you, and it's going to be more video. It's going to be more interactive. Like that's what it's going to be like, but it's going to be more fake. It's going to be more engineered. It's going to become easier and easier and easier to fake a perfect life. So web development is going to move more towards production. People like are consuming insane amounts of content. So it's probably going to be like you can step into it and hang out with that person as they're doing their fake life. That's the future. That's how I see it. Because then, yeah, I just see it being really weird. Video game sources on. Hopefully that's Jack. Video games and toys slay from now all the way to the end of the year. Maya's saying she should get off social media during Q4. I think so. I mean, like, Maya. I'm really sad actually that I was on social media when I met you, because I feel like I'm a lot more present now. When she was talking to me in Las Vegas, I was high on this stupid social media shit. I don't think you guys realize what it's like to get 500 comments when you do something. It's so weird. It's not real. So I'm a lot happier. Just just speaking my mind, talking to a few people. Like, I don't need that crazy Instagram buzz. It's insane. Show me how to make money by vlogging. Walking your cat. I just think if you walked your cat every day, some people would watch. My point is that CPM, cost per million, advertisers would not pay very much for that, unless you're a cat leash company and you know, people were like, "What leash is that?" And it was a really comfortable, luxurious cat walker with a beautiful choker, and made the cat feel empowered. That maybe they would do it, but usually it wouldn't be. Your new goal is to sell at least 2 items above $5. See, hey, that's great, Miss Lee. I think that it's important to recognize that I say that the most comfortable store is stuff over $50, but the most realistic store is stuff that's like under $10, because that stuff is everywhere, right? If you learn how to sell that kind of stuff, and you know how, like, I know stores where the nicest brand is like Merona. Like, they don't get anything, and they just rely on plus sizes to make money. Like, they can't get good brands. They can only rely on the trending stuff like size 18 or 20 or higher. And if you were to sell stuff in your store size 18 or 20 women's, that's plus size, and that's going to sell really well. It has for me, and I think it will continue to sell well, because there's so many people in that category that don't want to buy stuff in person. That's like common sense. But you don't need good brands to do that. You can find that stuff for really cheap. What's up, Jack? Yeah, the time investment to read 500 comments is insane. Like, I'm over it. I have a lot more time. My store is a lot better. I feel like my mastermind groups are getting better because I'm actually more present. I still talk too much, but I just feel like I'm just so excited right now. The enthusiasm that I was giving away to social media is now back on my channel. So I imagine it'll grow again. Bad press is good press. I mean, like I said, if you were to put today was a great day, no, Instagram would not boost that following. But if you were to say today is a shitty day or today's amazing day, the best day ever, it's going to just rise to the top. Like, you know, like if it's just so insane. Malik was saying I should record all my live streams and put it on a 24-hour feed. That's flattering, but like, you should just listen to me for 10 minutes and then get to work. ASMR is a big deal. I'm gonna try it. 2 microphones, I'll whisper, I'll tap on it, and then hopefully people can fall asleep to it. It's very, very incredible. I know, Jasmine. No, the dopamine is not good. Trust me. You just want you want to be able to have lunch with somebody in real life and not be distracted by social media. Trust me, it's the best thing ever. I can't, like, my friend that lives in Japan is not on social media at all, and he's so present. When you hang out with him, he's only paying attention to you. His wife is on social media a little bit, and she's good looking, and like, she's not present as present as he is, because she's constantly distracted with all that attention. Like, it's hard to be attractive on social media and not get a lot of attention. Just, I don't know what that is, but so Ortho is trying to get a job in an agency doing digital marketing. I would just be really, really good at giving content that people want to read. That's how I would structure how I pitch a company. I would say, look, I can make content that people really want to read and is really valuable, and they'll share it and it will be viral, instead of going the other direction. Because I feel like as social media gets more and more developed, it's going to be ridiculous fake garbage or really relevant, clear advice on what to do. for free. Really clear free, really expensive bullshit. That's like the trend. Should you live in a tiny house? I think that everyone should learn how to live for 25 grand a year. That's it. Everyone should learn how to live on 25 grand a year, maximum, plus whatever your cost of house is. Should you take your eBay money and build a school bus RV? Yeah, you should. I think that'd be really fun. I want eBay to pay for one for me. They should buy me a premium store on wheels, and then I can drive it and give it to Amanda, and she can take care of it for a month, and then give it to Charletto for a month, and she can give it to Dr. or Mr. Driscoll, and you guys can all take care of the bus for a month. Make sure the store has 600 items in it, so it maintains enough to pay for gas and lunch for the person that's driving it. That's it. Charlotte's saying that they live for $10,000 a year. Yeah, no, I'm just saying everyone should learn how to live on 25 grand a year or less. You don't need more than that. And if you live in an area like the Bay Area where everyone makes over 6 figures, you can retire in less than 10 years if you just do that. I know everyone checks their phone nonstop. It's really annoying. I'm over it. Honestly, I'm not tempted to reinstall social media on my phone. I'm not. My most used app right now is I'm gonna look it up. I bet it's Safari. Oh, it's podcasts. So I still consume information. I'm not on a completely no information diet, but no social media right now, just podcasts. All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. Sorry for keeping you guys so long. Get back to work. Just stay in peace. Be really good at friendships in real life. I know it sounds weird, but social media is evil. It gives you more attention when you're really happy or really sad, in a lot of pain or really dramatic, and it gives you nothing for being a normal person. You do not get rewarded for being a normal person. So if you guys want to get up there and be crazy, start being dramatic on social media. If you want that dopamine hit, Jasmine, go for it. But hopefully you don't succumb to that. Guys, you can continue this discussion on forum.dailyrefinement.com. If you guys have any questions, let's try to get that up to like 20 to 50,000 people just having a conversation. I feel like we're all being a better place. Take care, guys.